just from cutting into the block, or you can get it in a storage tray. And this is for storage in a drawer on the wall. They're also great for boats and campers as well. Now to complete your homemaker set, we've also got kitchen tools. And our kitchen tools, they feature a design called the Chef's Curve. So it fits over the side of a pan, makes it easier to serve. The thermal resin resists melting, so it's not going to burn your hand. And we've got the basting spoon for basting and serving all foods. We've got the slotted spoon for corn, green beans, peas, and carrots. The slotted turner for burgers, pancakes, eggs, and cookies. The mix and stir for whipping, stirring drinks, batter, sauce, and gravies. The ladle for soups, punch, stews, and chilies. And the block, which is going to hold everything together and make it easy to find the right tool. Do you guys see those pictures of those tools right there? Those are in order. So, basting spoon is first. It's the tool on the left. The next one is the slotted spoon. The next is the slotted turner, mix and stir ladle, and then the block. They're in order so that you know exactly what the pieces are, and you can just match it up with the pictures. Very simple. We try and make it as easy as possible, so nothing is complicated for you. Okay? Alright, any questions on what we just covered so far? Did you guys like that paper thing? Yeah. Okay, try that with your knives. That's not going to happen. Okay, so I've got some basic cutting demonstrations, some food, and as a representative, I'll tell you, it's not required, but it is highly encouraged. We, of course, are going to encourage you to take food with you on your demonstrations. I'd always keep like a cooler that I got for 99 cents. I'd throw, some ice in there or something like that. And what I get is really simple. I always got like maybe a cantaloupe is kind of an easy one to do. Tomatoes are like, tomato and carrot is like the must. You know what I mean? These are the ones that you really want to get if nothing else. All of this cost me less than $4. It's like 25 cents, but when you see these demonstrations, I promise you're really going to like this stuff, okay? So I do carrots, tomato, maybe get a bell pepper, grapefruit, maybe I'll get like a loaf of bread if that, for $1 or so. That's a pretty easy one. I always do a grapefruit, or you can do the same thing with a banana. This will be your favorite demonstration, I promise. So, okay, we'll start out kind of with a paring knife, just to show you what the paring knife is used for here. And if I had a paring knife and I had a carrot on a demonstration, I'd just show a customer, hey look, you pair with it, it's for jobs that are in the air, it's going to be really sharp, look how fast it goes through those things, look how it just cuts it razor thin, and it's so fast. Maybe I get up in the tops of strawberries, maybe I do a little bit of peeling with it, whether it's with a potato, something like that. But that's a paring knife, real simple, and I just let the customer try theirs and try ours, and see which one they like better. Does that make sense? Now, after I let the customer cut, the real big key is, I don't go, ha, mine are better, I just say, which one feels better, which one do you like better, can you imagine having that feeling for the rest of your life? Hey, that's the benefit of buying Cutco, you know what I mean? Remember how we talked about painting the picture? Well, I don't have to paint the picture if they're doing it, I don't have to be an effective salesperson. I don't have to be salesy if my customer's using all the pieces and they're the ones who are selling themselves by saying out loud, wow, this is so good. This works so nice. This feels so much better. I would love to have this stuff. Then they're selling themselves. Does that make sense? All I got to do is go, okay, well, cash or charge. So it's really easy. A lot of people, like I said, they will like to, maybe it's, maybe they take off the tops of this stuff, maybe they put a little texture into their different foods, something like that, just a easy little thing here that some people like to do. Okay, anyway, so that's a paring knife. Does anybody have a straight edge knife that's about this size? Straight edge, stainless steel, that's about this size. Is that straight? Okay, why don't you come up here then? And I'd prefer it if you did, yeah. Okay, thanks. Okay, you can come right over here if you'd like. Let me move all this stuff here. Okay, so you got a straight edge knife. That's actually kind of serrated, but that's fine. Okay, so if you will, we're going to cut a tomato here. And if you will, just cut the thinnest slices possible that you can. Keep going. Okay, so it cuts. Keep going. Maybe one or two more. So it cuts, right? All right. Let's do the same thing with the trimmer. What do you think? How's it feel? Perfect. All right. That's great. Thank you so much. So, we'll give you a round of applause. There you go. Okay. So, I want to show you. Again, it's going to be real simple. I just go, hey, which do you like better? How's that feel? You know, how do you like it? All that kind of stuff. And their answers, they're selling themselves on the product. Does that make sense? Now, what if I did it with every tool? Well, now they're sold on every tool, and boom, I've sold the set. Does that make sense to you guys? So that's why you want to cut food. I want to show you with Cutco, there is a new way to cut. Remember, does the edge hit the cutting board when I do this, yes or no? Okay, so with this is how I should cut with Cutco. Is that a lot faster? Is that a lot easier? Is it mashing it down? Are there any juices? Any spillover? Perfect slices every single solitary time with this stuff. Does that make sense to you guys? This stuff is really sharp, and so you got to use it to its benefit. But do you guys like that kind of new way to cut thing? I really would encourage you guys. You know, if you can get your, if you can take the knives home with you tonight and use them and stuff like that, I'd encourage you to highly. You know, maybe with like a bell pepper. You know, we can kind of cut this. All this kind of stuff. You could do some dicing, chopping, mincing, whatever it is that you may do with your chef's knife. Fairly easy to do. Does anybody have a knife that's about this size? A knife that's about this size. Perfect. That'll work great. Here, since you're just right there, Jake, I'm going to have you help me out with this one. Okay, buddy? Okay. So, I'm going to have you stand over here, if you don't mind. Okay? And if you want to go on that side, that'd be great. I'm going to grab this grapefruit here. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you just to hold this knife, but you're going to have to hold it with both hands because it can't move around. You really got to hold it down there, okay? I'm going to take my grapefruit and I'll just simply drop it and it holds to it, right? Okay, let's do the same thing with the Cutco here. There we go. And it just drops right through it. How'd you guys like that one? The grapefruit drop, right? We just drop it simply right on it, and it goes right through. Okay? All right, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Here, if you want to step around here. I always like the grapefruit drop because with theirs, it's either going to, bounce off or it'll make a dent in it, something like that, whereas with ours, we drop it and slice it right through. This is one of our most popular demonstrations that we do, is what we call the grapefruit drop. Now, this rind is pretty tough to cut. Would you guys agree? And most people, how do they eat grapefruit? With a spoon, right? They spoon it out. Well, with this, what you would do instead is you would simply just do it just like this. And it's going to go right through it, and that is the way that you should eat grapefruit instead of with a spoon. You should just cut right through the stuff. Does that make sense? Because these knives are really, really sharp. You guys like the demonstration? Maybe with like a cantaloupe, pretty tough food to cut, obviously. You guys ever try to cut these things? They're real hard. But with this, we just go right through it. Okay? Maybe with the trimmer knife, I cut out the rind, or like the core, and all I have to do is just turn it. The knife will do the rest of the work for me. I don't even have to cut. Pop it right out. Okay? Maybe with my okay? Maybe with this. Maybe you get all your stuff out of your bell pepper here. Right? Like they do. And I'm not Mr. Bell Pepper here, but we'll try and figure it out. Okay? Well, what if I would do something like this? Here's my paring knife. You guys ever gotten like a pizza and you wish it had more stuff on it? Or people like to do little pieces of bell pepper or whatever for their salads or for their soups to add a little flavor to something. So I cut out these little diamonds, these little triangles here, and with this, maybe I can decor this thing as well.